If you're an actor and you're looking for some space to give your mind some time to breathe and your heart some time to not feel overwhelmed during this holiday season, this video is for you. I'm Gabrielle. I am a yoga teacher and an actor, and I figured I'd put the two together for you today in a video for the holiday season. This is all about giving back to yourself. It's a restorative practice, so all you need are a couple pillows, blocks if you have them for yoga, a space to be able to practice yoga. If you have a mat, that's great. But you can also do this entire practice in your bed. This is going to be a lot of stillness, a lot of holding in poses, and a lot of time for you just to be with yourself. So grab what you need and let's get started. Go ahead and roll forward into those hands slightly on the inhale and lift. Exhale, sit right back into your child's rest. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open the mouth and exhale. Two more deep breaths just like that. Maybe reach the arms forward a little bit more. Breathe in. And exhale. Last one, deep breath in. I want you to hold that breath at the very, very top. Sit the hips back a little bit more. Reach the arms forward just a little bit more. And exhale. Take your hands and slide them all the way back, tucking them in between those legs. Let the forehead press into the floor and rock side to side in that third eye chakra. Find some stillness and just press that third eye into the floor. Breathing into the back of the heart space. Breathe in. Exhale, feel the body relax. Inhale, inchworm those hands forward again. Stay here for the exhale. On the inhale, roll all the way up into that tabletop position. Release the feet long, drop the hips and lift the heart, the gaze, the chest opens up. Pull that chin to your chest and slowly melt your heart all the way down towards the floor. Crisscross the forearms and rest that forehead right down on those forearms. Turning on your Ujjayi breath, breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Breathing in and out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Bring your hands directly underneath that heart space. Take your feet, zip them up together, and lift through that heart space again, rising up. Squeeze those elbows back. Melt the heart space back down towards the floor. Press up to your knees. We're going to come into a tabletop position, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. On the breath in, lift the heart, the hips, the gaze, broadening out through those collarbones. Really round here. Pull the belly button into the spine. Look through and towards those thighs. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round and release. Last one, lift. Exhale, round and release. Come back to a flat back. Kick that left foot all the way back, just getting long in that left leg. I want you to press back into that heel and then forward into those toes. Back into that heel, forward into the toes. Really gentle movements here, just awakening our body for our restorative practice. Slide that left foot all the way out towards the side now. Take that left hand, really pull up through the shoulder blades and lift that left arm to the sky. All you're doing is opening your heart here. If you want to take it a little bit further, you can drop that hand back for a deeper stretch. Now, in this restorative practice, it's intentional for the quiet time with the holidays, because there's a lot of hustle and bustle. There's a lot of words that we feel like we have to, we should, this is how things work, this is tradition. And so I want this to be the space and the time for you to do what you need for your body. So the quiet that we have is for you to be able to hear versus drowning out thoughts with music, as I love to do. There's no problem with that. But today's class is just a little different. Drop that left hand down towards the ground. Go ahead and slide that left foot all the way in front of you. You're gonna keep that leg long here and adjust those hands to be at center. What you might have to do is pull this left hip back so the toes come back towards you as well. And we're just breathing in here. Staying tall here, long spine. One more breath. On that exhale, I want you to take yourself all the way down to your glutes and crisscross your legs. I'm gonna turn towards you. Doesn't matter which leg is in front. We're staying in this crisscross, turn the palms up towards the sky. Spread those shoulder blades back, tuck the chin into the chest. And gently drop that right ear to the right shoulder. Press that left shoulder down towards the floor. Chin comes around to the chest. And over to that left shoulder. Gentle, gentle, gentle with the body. Let this feel really, really good. As if you're giving yourself a gift this holiday season. Drop that chin back to your chest. All the way around to one side. Be gentle and take your time. Center and back around to the other side. Lifting it back up. We're going to move on to the right side. I'm going to turn my position so it's easier for you to see, but you stay however you'd like to. So come back into that tabletop position, finding our breath again. Inhale a little faster through the nose. Round and release, exhale through the nose. Lift. Release. Lift. Release. Neutral spine. All right, let's take that right leg all the way back this time. You're pressing that heel back and forward, stretching into that calf muscle. I want you to worry less about, am I doing this right today? And just listen to what feels good. If it feels good, you're doing it right. Swing that right foot all the way out to the side. You're pressing that pinky toe down, stacking the hips. Remember to lift up through the chest and reach that right arm to the sky. Relax that right shoulder. Maybe you close your eyes or drop that right hand behind your body. Breathe. Exhale, release that right hand back down towards the floor. Slide that right foot in front of you. Remember to pull back with that right hip and those right toes, and just settling both hands inside of that right leg and breathing. All right, slide back down, come back down towards those glutes again. Maybe you have the opposite foot in front just to balance things out. Planting that right hand long, let's lift that left arm all the way up. Really press those glutes into the floor. Side body stretch. Up and over to the left. Stay long as you lift and pull over. Come right back up. We're gonna fold straight through center. So breath in and lift the heart. Exhale, folding forward over those legs. Elbows come in front, tuck the chin into the chest and breathe. Lifting up slightly on the inhale. We're going to choose to go just one step forward and deeper on the exhale. Walk those hands back in. Slide those hands behind the back of the glutes. We're going to come into a reverse tabletop pose. So stretching the whole front half of the body. Heels close towards the glutes. Squeeze those elbows back. Press through the heels of the hands and lift the hips towards the sky. You can stay with the chin tucked into the chest here or drop the head all the way back as you open up. I like to sway forward and back. Just a final opening of the heart space before we get into our stretches. Chin to the chest if you had your head back. We'll slide our hips all the way down towards the ground. Let's set up for our first restorative pose for today. So you can use a couple pillows, long pillows here, or you can use your blocks and your pillows. So I'll show you how to set this up for your blocks and your pillows. What you want to do is you want to be able to have the pillow rest on this block positioning. So I'm going to make a little bit of an angle here for myself. And then I'm going to take my pillow. I'm going to put my pillow onto those blocks. And so what's going to happen here is my shoulder blades are going to lay on this pillow. My head can maybe go back a little bit if I'd like it to. And I'm going to give my spine an opener with bringing my arms open as well. This is a good place to add a blanket as we start to cool down. I'm going to grab my sweatshirt and warm my body up just a bit more. I'll give you a second to set your space. All right. So let's find our comfort level here. My hips are pressing into my pillow. My blanket is nearby. I'm going to go ahead and relax my shoulders down to my pillow and take my arms out to a T. From here, if you'd like, you can keep your knees where they're at or extend the legs a little bit longer. There's always an option to come into Supta Baddha Konasana. Heels and toes touch, knees open up, and adding that blanket if you'd like as well. Can you draw the shoulders down the spine a little bit more? Breathe. You have a little bit longer here. We started with our heart opener today because I know around the holidays, at least for me, my heart is pretty guarded. There's a lot of stuff with family that comes up. A lot of stipulations and things that I feel like don't really suit who I am. And so beginning with a heart opener is giving us that space to be a little bit more vulnerable and open this holiday season. So how can you in this pose do exactly that? Can you open your heart just a little bit more? I know we have all really gone through it this year, and so maybe you feel like you want to protect that heart. I get it. But even if just for this practice in the next couple of breaths, can you really try to focus on breathing at that heart and creating a little bit more space for love? Sliding those forearms down towards the floor, fluttering your eyes open, press your palms into the floor, rooting yourself into this moment. Coming back to the sound of my voice, the sound of the music, chin to the chest, and roll everything up. Excellent. Hopefully you're starting to feel the effects of this yoga practice. Zen coming in. Let's remove our big giant pillow and our blocks as well. Now I'd like you to set the block on each side of the body, or pillows if you have that. And instead, I want this giant pillow to come in front of you. We're going to come into a restorative pigeon pose. You might want to stack a couple more pillows up. You're going to lay your entire body front facing on top of these pillows. So just like in the beginning of our practice, take that right foot all the way back, elongate through that right foot. My left knee is actually up here at the top of this pillow. So what I'm doing here is stretching through this glute. I'm going to slide my block underneath it, and I want you to use a prop. I don't want this to be a strenuous stretch. I want this to be restorative, name of the class. Then you're going to slide those pillows in as much as you need to. Elongate through the spine by bringing the hands forward, lifting up with the chin. And on your exhale, folding into those props. We're going to bring our right ear down to the pillow here. You can rest however you'd like. You're staying here for just a bit longer. The hips always have a lot of tension in them. We hold a lot of our worries, our fears, our doubts, our frustrations in them. So if this doesn't feel super great to you, that's okay. Let's take 3 more intentional breaths together here. Breathe in. Open up the mouth, exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Last one, breath in. And exhale. Inch by inch, we're going to walk our hands back. You can slide those props out of your front of the face. Move that block over towards the side. Sit the hips all the way back. Swing that right foot forward. That left heel is going to be inside of that right leg. Right leg is in front of you. Grab a hold of that long pillow. And if you need a little bit more like me, the other one as well. We're going to fold over towards this right leg. So on the breath in, you'll lift the heart just like we did in pigeon pose. And on the exhale, we're going to fold forward. Same thing, bring that right ear down towards the ground. This is going to be a little bit more of a rounding than you had before. And never fear if you need some more props, add some more props. Should be feeling a nice stretch to this left side. And something very simple on that right hamstring. Can you relax into the shoulders just a bit more, creating some more space for the neck? Peeling your body up and off of those props, moving them out of the way. Take this left leg and cross it over that right. We're going to take a twist towards the left. So wrap the right arm around the left knee and pull that left leg back. So we just stretch through this left side, and now we're taking a twist to wring out any excess, any other energy that might be sitting there. You should feel a little release in the glutes as well. Drop your chin into your chest, close your eyes, and just let it be easy with the breath. There's no right way to do this practice. A restorative practice is exactly what it says, meant for you to restore. And sometimes I can find that it's hard for us to just be here and be present with ourselves. It's so much easier, especially during a busy season, to focus on anything else besides the present moment. So my hope for you right now in this pose, in this class, in this stretch, is that you are reminded that you have an able body, you have breath that you know how to use, and you have the power to make it through this difficult season. Let's come on back to center, unraveling outside of that. You're gonna open twist. So just snug that left elbow inside that left knee. Take that right hand behind you. Pull that right shoulder back and open it up. Come on back to center. We're gonna come into a tabletop position. I'm gonna do that fancy thing where I turn around so you can see what I'm doing. You stay exactly as you are. From tabletop, cat-cow here. Breath in. Breath out. In. And out. In. Deep open mouth exhale. All right, guys, let's set ourselves up. Pigeon pose, right side, back into those hips again. You already know what you're getting yourself into here. So stack it up to be able to support you. And remember, we want that block or extra pillows for that right hand or glute. We'll take that left leg back this time, just like we did in the warm-up, pressing it back, elongating. Right knee comes up. Slide your prop underneath that glute. Ooh, I'm a little bit high today, so I'm gonna add the blanket as well. I feel like there's never enough props. There we go. And we'll fold after we inhale and elongate. Let it all go, folding into those props, keeping that left ear down towards the floor. See if you can relax that shoulder away from that right ear a little bit more, creating space for your neck. Slowly starting to pull yourself back up. And from here, you will move those props away from the glutes, sliding down to the glutes. All right, we're coming into our tree pose here, seated. This time the right heel is pressing into that left thigh. Stack those props on top of that left leg. Breathe in and lift. And as you melt forward onto that left ear, stretching into that left side. You can see I've got a little bit of a gap here, so I'm going to add another prop. Much better. Enjoying this stillness for just a little bit longer. Thoughts that you don't want to come in, that's okay. Instead of trying to push those thoughts away, I want to encourage you to treat them as if they are waves on the beach. They come up onto the shore. They linger for a little bit, as our thoughts do. And then they go back into the ocean. And maybe another version of them comes up, maybe the same one comes up, but the important part is that they linger and they don't stay. And so even though we're in a stretch and you're having thoughts, these two things actually go hand in hand. Those thoughts are coming up because they're in that side of the body. Our body holds on to a lot of emotion. And so those thoughts aren't just coming up out of nowhere, they're coming up because they're staying in that spot of the body, which is why we're there for longer today. So let's take 3 conscious breaths on this side, just giving it some nourishment, reminding it it's okay. So breathe in and out. Breathe in. Ease into the body, exhale. Breathe in. Let it go. And as you are ready, lifting all the way up. These props are going to move out of the way again. And we'll go right on into our twist. So right leg crosses over the left. Left arm reaches forward, wraps around the right leg, right arm comes back. Drop that shoulder. If you'd like, you can look over the right shoulder. It doesn't have to happen. Stretching into this right glute here. And gently come back to center. Open twist, right arm snugs inside that right leg. Left hand back. This one should feel really, really good. Twisting towards the left. And come on back to center. Crisscross those legs. Taking some active stretches for our arms and our heart space. So take the arms out to a T. Deep breath in as you shrug those shoulders up. Exhale, drop them down. Inhale, lift those shoulder blades up. Dropping them down a little bit further. On this one, I want us to reach our hands all the way up. Breath in. And then goalpost and open up through the heart. Exhale, squeeze the shoulders back. I like to tuck my chin in my chest here. And floating those hands down towards the ground. We have one last stretch here in our seated position before we come down to our back. You guessed it, you're gonna use those props yet again. All right, our legs are gonna be forward in front of us. This is not a super wide angle here. It's not about, going as wide as I can to stretch into my inner thighs. This is just another fold, actually for the spine, believe it or not. And so for this one, I like a lot of height. That way I don't make this about folding forward and stretching the hamstrings and more about giving love to the spine. And then one of my favorite things to do in this one is to take my blanket and I like to just go in my own little zone here. So it can stay on your shoulders as you fold forward. It doesn't matter which ear comes down to the blocks. You can switch if you'd like, whenever you feel like you'd like to. Or you can literally go into your own cocoon of a space overhead. And so what that's going to do is it's going to make it a lot more dark in your space, which is great if you're practicing right now with the daylight. And I just want you to go internal because the rest of the moves we're gonna do will be lying on our back, which is a really, really nice place to be. So let this pose be what it needs to be for right now. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And out. Last one, breath in. Breath out. Any leftover lingering feelings, go ahead and let them melt from that shoulder blade, from the back of the heart chakra onto the floor. And going upward the spine as well, the crown chakra at the top of the head, all the way down to the hips and the root chakra. Imagining a golden light surrounding you in this pose. A healing light, one of love, one of energy, one of gratitude. And to stay with that healing energy for a little bit longer here. And on that next inhale, allow it to draw your body all the way up. You only need your pillow left for the rest of our practice today. That blanket, if you get cold, would be helpful, but the pillow is going to work as a pillow the first time in this entire practice, as what it is. I'm sure there's a lesson in that. A pillow, being a pillow, yet serving you for so many more things, but you know, I won't get too yogi on you. Drop your knees into your chest as you come down to your back. Ooh, this pillow feels good. Rock side to side. Just relaxing into that lower back. It's going to elongate the lumbar spine. You want your back to be completely flat on the floor here. Your shoulders, depending on how high that pillow is, may or may not be on the ground, and that's okay. Take your knees out to your arms out to a T. Breathe in. And drop those knees over to the left. Ending with our final spinal twists here. Keeping the hips connected to the floor, gently draw the knees back to center. Stay right here. Breathe in. Open the mouth and exhale. Breathe in again. And drop those knees over towards the right. Exhale. Hug those knees back to center. And from here, I just want you to be easy and slide those legs all the way forward. Take those hands, they can stay wide if that feels good to you, or drop them down into a traditional Shavasana position. Let the belly fill up with an inhalation and an exhalation. this in the space that we talked about before. This is the space for you to connect and for you to feel. A lot of truth comes in at this moment. Hopefully you are feeling lighter in the body. Maybe the mind still feels like a distraction, and that's okay. Whatever this is exactly what it needs to be. Quite frankly, the word Shavasana in yoga means death. It's the death of your yoga practice before you're reborn into this new self, this new skin. And so this is not a time to not have any thoughts at all. It's a time to be still and so present to this moment right here. One final deep breath in here. Open the mouth and exhale. Begin to wiggle your fingertips and your toes. It can feel good to rock your head side to side, drawing one knee in and stretching, and then maybe the other knee in and stretching. You're coming into that rebirth. That new sense of you. Doesn't mean that this yoga practice fixed everything that you felt before, but it does mean that you took time to process the emotions you've been having today. As you're feeling good, you'll roll over to the left or the right side in a fetal position. Now you're getting where I'm coming from, the rebirth. Where we all started in the fetal position inside of the womb. And so I want you to feel that golden light again one more time. Healing, loving, nurturing. Let the warmth of that golden light fill you up. And you can choose to stay exactly as you're at, or roll yourself into a more traditional seated position as we end our practice together. Let's take our hands out if you are seated. Lift them up overhead, breathing in. And gently drawing the hands to your heart center. Exhale. All I hope for you is that this practice felt restoring. And that's it. I hope it was time and space for you to reconnect. Thank you for practicing with me. The light inside of me honors the light inside of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I'll post a little bit more of these on my YouTube channel. If you liked them, comment below. Let me know what you liked about them. I can always make more, and I hope that you come back to this video as many times as you need to, because it's always going to be on this page for you. Sending you so much love this holiday season. Namaste.